And this verse, it translates as, have you not seen the parable? Have you not examined the illustration, the guide that Allah has given? أَلَمْ تَرَ كَيْفَ ضَرَبَ اللَّهُ مَثَلًا. Go ahead and look at the example that Allah has given. What example? Of a kalima tayyibah. The beautiful kalima being like a magnificent tree. What is the beautiful kalima? Ibn Abbas, the cousin of the Prophet ﷺ, he said, the beautiful kalima is the kalima of La ilaha illallah, the kalima of Iman, the kalima of faith. So, Allah is saying, have you not seen the example of La ilaha illallah, the kalima tayyibah? What is the example of the kalima tayyibah? كَشَجَرَةٍ tayyibah. It is like a magnificent tree. أصلها ثابت. The roots of this tree are going deep in the ground. The roots go deep in the ground. Foundation is firm. وَفَرْعُهَا فِي السَّمَاءِ. And the branches are towering in the heavens. So visualize this tree. Think of this tree. The tree of Iman in the Quran. Allah is telling you to think about it, to ponder over it. Allah is asking, haven't you seen? Don't you know? Haven't you wondered about the tree of Iman? The tree of La ilaha illallah. It is a magnificent tree, a beautiful tree, a majestic tree. The roots of this tree go deep into the ground. The branches of this tree towering in the skies. تُؤْتِي أُكُلَهَا كُلَّ حِينٍ بِإِذْنِ رَبِّهَا. This tree is giving its fruits at all times throughout the year, by the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by the permission of its Lord. وَيَضْرِبُ اللَّهُ الْأَمْثَالَ لِلنَّاسِ. And Allah gives parables to mankind, لَعَلَّهُمْ يَتَذَكَّرُونَ. So that they can think, they can ponder, they can examine these parables and illustrations. So, today, in this lecture, we will obey the commandment of Allah. Allah tells us, examine the parable. We will examine that parable. Allah tells us, think about the analogy. We will think about this analogy. And we will extract the benefits and the wisdoms of illustrating the tree of La ilaha illallah as this majestic tree that Allah describes in the Quran. Let us begin with the beginning. Allah describes La ilaha illallah like a tree. Allah describes La ilaha illallah like a majestic tree. What is the symbolism of La ilaha illallah to a tree? Well, let me ask you, what is the symbol of a tree? What does a tree do? We learn in biology, we learn in science, the very first fact that we teach our young 5, 6, 7-year-old children, the first thing they learn about science is what? Photosynthesis. This is where life begins. The tree takes in carbon dioxide and gives us what? The oxygen that we breathe. Our entire infrastructure of life revolves around, begins with, the foundation is what? The tree. Without the tree, life as we know it would cease to exist. So without the kalima, your spiritual life ceases to exist. Just like the tree is the building block of the physical world, just like the tree is the root, the structure, the foundation of life on earth, so too La ilaha illallah and Iman in Allah is the foundation of spirituality. No tree, no life. No La ilaha illallah, no Iman, no spiritual ruh. Also, the tree doesn't just give us air, doesn't just give us oxygen. What else does the tree give us? The tree gives us shade and shelter. The tree gives us the wood that we use to build our houses. The tree gives us the fruits that we eat to live. So, the air that we breathe, the houses that we live in, the food that we eat, it all comes from the tree. There is no such thing as life without trees. So Allah is saying, La ilaha illallah is your spiritual life. If you don't have that La ilaha illallah, you don't have any real life. And this is exactly what Allah says in the Quran, explicitly. Allah says in the Quran, that the one, give the example of the one who was dead and Allah brought him back to life. Give the example of the one who was mayyit, فَأَحْيَيْنَاهُ, we gave him his life back. And the meaning of this verse is not give the example of the one in the grave who walked out of the grave alive. No. The Prophet's companions commented and they said, this ayah is a reference to the one who had no iman and Allah called him dead. And we brought him back to life. We guided him to Islam and we gave him iman. So in the Quran, Allah calls the one who doesn't have the kalima, Allah calls him dead. Mayyit, the Arabic word mayyit. And in the Quran, the one who has the kalima is called with haya, with life. So quite literally, La ilaha illallah is the building block of our spirituality. Just like the tree is the building block of our life. And that is why even non-Muslims don't know this Quranic ayah. They don't know this verse. They don't know this parable. For them, the tree symbolizes life. Look at all of these organizations, the UN, the NGOs that are fighting. What is they're fighting for global, if you like, being green, taking care of energy, conservation. What symbols do they use? Trees, leaves, this, that. It's in their hearts that the symbol of the tree is the symbol of what? It's the symbol of life. So Allah says, the first point, that La ilaha illallah is like the shajara. And not just any tree, a magnificent tree, a tall tree, shajara tayyiba. Asluha thabit, the second part of the analogy. Let's move on. The second part of the analogy. Asluha thabit. The roots of this tree go down, they're deep. What does this symbolize? When the roots of a tree go very deep, it symbolizes stability. It symbolizes foundation being firm. You are in this beautiful islands of Maldives. You are well familiar with tsunamis. You're familiar with strong winds blowing. And all of you know the strength of a tree whose roots go deep. No matter how strong the wind, you might damage some of the tree. You cannot uproot the tree that is deeply embedded in the sand, in the ground. In fact, our man-made structures are not as powerful as many natural trees are. So what is this analogy with La ilaha illallah? 2 points. 2 points. Number one, La ilaha illallah stabilizes you. It gives you foundation. It gives you purpose and meaning. The winds blow, the tides come, the currents change, but you are stable. Why are you stable? La ilaha illallah anchors you to the ground. No matter what happens in your life, no matter what changes come, no matter the problems that happen, La ilaha illallah gives you stability, firmness, fortitude, perseverance, patience. Without La ilaha illallah, you're like the leaf in the wind. Somebody sneezes, the leaf goes away. The wind blows, the leaf has no power. But with the tree of Iman, you have purpose and meaning and stability. You know where you are and nothing can shake you. So all the problems of this world come and go, but you will remain firm and strong and persevere and patient against the tides of change. Because you have Allah, you have belief in Allah, you have Iman in Allah. And when you have Allah, you don't need anyone else.